Let's start our assembly by standing up and singing the Reddam song.
We are free to be ourselves and respect each other equally. Innovation nurtured all the way. We share in a common dream to be whoever we want to be. Independent pride in who we are. Wishing each other's minds, inspiring each other's lives. We shall give back. We shall give back. Unique in who we are, we challenge each other constantly, succeeding in our life because we care. And positive we are, initiate what we can be, and stand and be proud. This is the Reddam way. Oh yeah, yeah, enriching each other's minds, inspiring each other's lives. We shall give back. We shall give back. Oh yeah, yeah, enriching each other's minds, inspiring each other's lives. We shall give back. We shall give back.
Good morning all. This morning I want to talk to you about goal setting. Now I know you're probably thinking, oh no, another year where teachers are again asking me to write down my goals for the year. We always do this. Why do we do this? But goal setting is quite important. I'm sure for 2020, most of you went about trying to finish the goals of 2019, which were brought across from 2018, and they were actually set in 2017. So why do some of us set these goals and not actually go about achieving them? And sometimes we actually think to ourselves, maybe we shouldn't have set them at all. But I want to show you this little video clip of a motivational speaker telling you about the importance of goal setting.
Why is it that if you give a motivational speaker long enough, eventually we always get around to the topic of goal setting? A, we can't come up with any new material. B, goals are very, very important. A, we can't come up with any new material. B, goals are very, very important. It's B. Let me tell you something, there is nothing, and I mean absolutely positively nothing, that you can do with less time, less talent, less energy, fewer resources, less commitment that will improve your life more than writing down specific goals for your life and reading them on a regular basis. This is my goal list. I started writing down my goals when I was 18, and I've carried them with me every day ever since. I should mention I am not a type A personality. I am a type AAA on amphetamines. You say that's a really long list, and I guess it is, but over half of them are checked off already. You see, I put a box next to each one so I can check them off when I do them. Become certified to scuba dive. Scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef. Dine in the Eiffel Tower. Did you know that there's a restaurant in the Eiffel Tower? My wife and I went there several years ago on vacation, and while there, I made reservations at the Jules Verne restaurant in the Eiffel Tower. I spent $140 on a mediocre meal, but I got a check on my list. Incidentally, they'll tell you that it's an 8-course meal, but 4 of the courses are cheese. Go bungee jumping. Go skydiving. See the Graceland Mansion. Tour the Holy Land. Several years ago, I was invited to perform at a convention in a small town in South Dakota, which required me to fly into a city in South Dakota, rent a car, and drive there. My route took me right by the town of Mitchell, South Dakota, and there was a huge billboard that said, "Tour the Corn Palace." And so I turned in there. The Corn Palace is a big gymnasium that is decorated differently every year with a mural made out of millions of different colored kernels of corn. It's beautiful. So I toured the Corn Palace. You say, well, was that on your list? No, I got back in the car, wrote it on the list, and checked it off. I'm not above that. You know what makes me happy? putting checks on my list. You know what makes me miserable? Going months without a single one. Let me tell you something that you already know. Life is short. So you better figure out what you're going to do with yours and get after it. The men that I admired when I was a little boy are now dying of old age. And it does not seem like it's been that long since I was a little boy. And I know what's going to happen, and so do you. I'm going to blink my eyes, and I'm going to be 80 years old, and I'm either going to be looking back at a life filled with doing the things that were important to me, or a life filled with putting them off until I was too old, too sick, or too broke to do them.
So during the lockdown, it's important to set some goals, whether they're simple or short, but it's important to have something to work towards, something to tick off on your list, because you don't want to go past 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 weeks and not have anything ticked off except I stared at a screen for that period of time. Now, the very nice thing about virtual school is that we have access to a whole lot of brilliant guest speakers. And so this morning I have the pleasure of welcoming our guest speaker for this morning, and his name is Denzel Washington. Over to you, Denzel.
I was flunking out of college. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I hope none of you can relate. I had a 1.7 grade point average. I was sitting in my mother's beauty shop. They still call it beauty shops now? What they call it now? Yeah, I'll sit in the beauty parlor. I was sitting in my mother's beauty parlor, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I see behind me this woman under the dryer. And every time she looked up, every time I looked up, she was looking at me, just looking me in the eye. And I didn't know who she was, and I said, she said, somebody give me a pen, give me a pencil, I have a prophecy. March 27, 1975, she said, boy, you are gonna travel the world and speak to millions of people. Now mind you, I flunked out of college. I'm thinking about joining the army. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and she's telling me I'm gonna travel the world and speak to millions of people. Well, I have traveled the world, and I have spoke to millions of people. But that's not the most important thing, the success that I had. The most important thing is that what she taught me and what she told me that day has stayed with me since. I've been protected, I've been directed, I've been corrected. Fail big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances professionally. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. I try to give myself a goal every day. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works. Working really hard is what successful people do. And in this text, tweet, twerk world that you've grown up in, remember, just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Remember that. Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot more done. Don't confuse movement with progress. My mother told me, she said, yeah, because you can run in place all the time and never get anywhere. So continue to strive, continue to have goals, continue to progress. And anything you want good, you can have. So claim it. Work hard to get it. When you get it, reach back. Pull someone else up. Each one, teach one. Don't just aspire to make a living. Aspire to make a difference.
All right, thank you, Denzel. That was very inspiring. Let's go across to Mr. Smallcombe to find out a little bit more about the sport this week.
Hello boys and girls, hope you're all staying healthy and active and missing us teachers just as much as we are missing you, not just in the classroom, but on the soccer field and on the netball courts. Please make sure that you're still following your online programs that I'm posting during the week for you, your extramurals for soccer and for netball. They are very, very important for you guys. So as soon as we get back to school, we can hit the ground running. You will be sent this week a new challenge. It is named the 2020 challenge. During each lesson is 45 minutes long, which means there's a 15-minute break in between each lesson, and we'd really like you to complete the 2020 challenge. You'll be asked to perform different tasks in those lessons, in those gaps, and you'll be sent a form to tick and fill out what you have done. If 95% of our school gets all the activities done in the week, there will be a huge donation to the Hunger Relief Fund for the COVID-19 virus that I'm sure we all know is affecting us right now. So let's get healthy, let's get active, and let's try and donate as much money as we possibly can. Everyone say deal. Cheers.
So well done this week to those who made the Looking Good list, and that goes to Joshua Waldy, Joshua Udemans, Christopher Bell, Riley Clark, Mary Lou, and Riha Kissen. Well done, guys. Keep up the good work. Okay, this week we've got a new timetable starting, and we've got a couple of challenges, the 2020 challenge and the interclass challenge. So get stuck in and get involved. I hope you have a great week. God bless you. Stay safe.